Vex had killed 37 targets across 12 star systems. He had tracked criminals through the acid storms of Prime. He had hunted escaped prisoners in the frozen wastelands of the Expanse. He had captured war criminals hiding in the lawless sectors where even the Galactic Council refused to send their peacekeepers. His name was spoken in whispers across 100 worlds. He was the hunter that other hunters feared. But now, standing on the bridge of his ship, felt something he had not experienced in 200 years of hunting. He felt genuine hesitation. His four eyes blinked slowly as he stared at the navigation screen. The red dot representing his target had just crossed into a region of space that made his blood run cold. Human space. His first officer, a thin reptilian creature named Sella, noticed his stillness. She had served with for 15 years. She had never seen him pause like this. Not once. Not even when they had chased a target into a black hole's gravity well. "Captain," she said carefully, "the target has entered the Sol sector. Should I plot a pursuit course?" Did not answer immediately. He turned away from the screen and walked to the observation window. Stars stretched across the darkness like scattered diamonds. Somewhere out there, beyond those stars, lay the territory of the youngest species in the galaxy. The species that had changed everything. "Send a message to the client," finally said. "Tell them we need to discuss additional payment." Sella's scales shifted colors in surprise. "Additional payment? Captain, we have never asked for more money after accepting a contract. We have never followed a target into human space before." The bridge fell silent. Every crew member understood. They had all heard the stories. Every hunter in the galaxy had heard the stories. The target they were chasing was a crime lord named. He had stolen weapons from the Galactic Council. He had killed 3 diplomats. The bounty on his head was worth more than most planets earned in a decade. Hunters from every corner of the galaxy had tried to capture him. All of them had failed. Was clever. He was dangerous. He had resources and connections that made him nearly untouchable. But had found him. After 8 months of tracking, had finally cornered his prey. He had chased through 6 systems, cutting off every escape route, blocking every ally who might offer shelter. The crime lord had nowhere left to run. Except he did have one place left, one territory where even Vex would not follow without careful thought. Humans had only joined the galactic community 300 years ago. In cosmic terms, they were infants. Their technology was borrowed and adapted. Their military was small compared to the ancient empires. Their population was tiny. By every measure that the galaxy used to judge power, humans should have been nothing. They should have been a minor species, grateful for whatever scraps the older civilizations offered them. But humans were not like other species. Remembered the first reports that had spread through the galaxy. A human colony ship had been attacked by raiders from the Dominion. They were brutal. They had destroyed hundreds of colonies belonging to dozens of species. No one fought back against them. Fighting back only made them angry. The humans fought back. Not just the military vessels. The civilian ships fought back. The escape pods fought back. The colonists, armed with nothing but mining equipment and determination, fought back. They had expected easy prey. They had found something else entirely. Within a year, the Dominion no longer existed. Had dismissed those early reports as exaggeration. Every species had legends about their own bravery. But then more stories came. A human diplomat had been kidnapped by the Syndicate. The Syndicate had demanded ransom. They had threatened to execute their hostage if anyone tried to rescue him. Humans did not pay ransoms. They did not negotiate with kidnappers. Instead, a single human ship entered territory. Just one ship. It should have been destroyed instantly. They had thousands of vessels. 3 days later, the human diplomat walked free. The Syndicate leadership was dead. All of them. Every single one. The human ship left space without a scratch on its hull. The galaxy began to pay attention after that. Pulled up the data files he had collected over the years. Incident after incident. pattern after pattern. Humans were not the strongest species. They were not the fastest. They were not the most technologically advanced. But they had something that no other species possessed. They had an absolute refusal to accept defeat. Other species, when faced with overwhelming odds, would surrender. They would negotiate. They would accept losses and move on. This was logical. This was sensible. This was how civilized beings behaved. Humans did not behave like civilized beings. When pushed, humans pushed back harder. When threatened, humans became more dangerous. When told something was impossible, humans found a way to do it anyway. They did not follow the rules that every other species understood. They made their own rules. And they protected their own. That was the part that made hesitate most. Human space was not just territory. It was a promise. Any being who entered human space and requested protection received it. Any being who harmed someone under human protection faced consequences. Not political consequences. Not economic consequences. Real consequences. Permanent consequences. Had clearly done his research. He knew that entering human space would change everything. Inside that territory, he was no longer just a criminal fleeing justice. He was a guest, and humans took the safety of their guests very seriously. His communication device beeped. The client was responding to his message. He opened the channel. "Hunter Vex," the client's voice crackled through the speaker. "We received your request for additional payment. This is unexpected." "The target has entered human space," explained. "This changes the nature of the hunt." There was a long pause. When the client spoke again, his voice was different, more careful. "We understand. How much additional payment do you require?" Named a figure that was 3 times the original bounty. He expected negotiation. He expected argument. "Acceptable," the client said immediately. "We will transfer the funds now, but understand this, Hunter Vex. We need captured, whatever it takes." The channel closed, stared at the silent communicator. The client had agreed without hesitation. That meant they were desperate. That meant had information or resources that were worth more than the enormous sum had just demanded. This was getting more dangerous by the moment. Turned to his crew. They were watching him with nervous eyes. These were hardened hunters, beings who had faced death countless times, and they were afraid. "Plot the course," ordered. "We follow the target." His crew obeyed, but he could sense their reluctance. He understood it. He shared it. The jump into human space took 3 hours. When they emerged, immediately noticed the difference. Other regions of space were cluttered with stations and ships and advertisements and warnings. Human space was clean, quiet, almost empty. But not quite empty. A human vessel appeared on their sensors almost immediately. It was small. A patrol ship, nothing more. It should have been no threat to this heavily armed hunter vessel. It positioned itself directly in their path. "Unknown vessel," a human voice spoke through the communication channel. The voice was calm, almost friendly. "This is Captain Sarah of the United Earth Patrol. Please state your business in human space." Took a deep breath. "I am Vex, licensed bounty hunter. I am pursuing a fugitive named. He entered your territory approximately 4 hours ago." There was a pause. "1 moment, please." The communication went silent, waited. His crew waited. The small patrol ship continued to block their path. When Captain spoke again, her voice was still calm, but there was something new in it, something that made hunting instincts scream warnings. "Hunter Vex, we have located the individual you mentioned. Has requested sanctuary in human space." His heart sank. "Sanctuary." "That is correct. Under our laws, he is now under human protection. You are welcome to continue into human space as a visitor. However, any attempt to capture or harm will be considered an attack on humanity itself." The words hung in the air. An attack on humanity itself. Such a simple phrase, such an enormous threat. Thought about the Dominion. He thought about the syndicate. He thought about every story he had collected. Every species that had threatened humanity had regretted it, not some of them, all of them. Captain said slowly, is a murderer. He has killed innocent beings. He has stolen weapons that could threaten millions of lives. We are aware of his crimes, replied. They will be addressed, but they will be addressed by human justice, not bounty hunter justice. That is our way. Wanted to argue. He wanted to explain that deserved no protection, but he knew it would be useless. Humans did not make exceptions. Their laws applied to everyone equally, even monsters. Especially monsters. He made his decision in that moment. The bounty was enormous. The client was desperate, but some things were not worth any amount of money. We will withdraw, announced. Please inform your government that we meant no disrespect. No disrespect was taken, Hunter Vex. Safe travels. The human ship moved aside. The path was clear, could have continued forward. He could have tried anyway. He ordered his pilot to turn around. As they flew back toward the border of human space, Sella approached him. Captain, the client will not be pleased. They paid a great deal of money. We will return their payment. And our reputation. Looked out at the stars. Somewhere behind him was probably celebrating his escape. The crime lord had found the one safe haven in the galaxy, the one place where hunters could not reach him. Our reputation will survive, said quietly. We would not survive a conflict with humans. No one survives a conflict with humans. He thought about the small patrol ship that had stopped them, just one ship, just one human captain with a calm voice and friendly manner. Behind that single ship stood the entire human species, every ship, every soldier, every civilian, every colony. If it attacked that patrol ship, humanity would have responded, not proportionally, not reasonably. They would have responded with everything they had. They would have hunted him across the galaxy. They would have found him. They would have shown him exactly why every bounty hunter in the known universe hesitated at the border of human space. Had escaped, but Vex would live to hunt another day. Some prey was simply not worth catching. The ship crossed back into neutral space, allowed himself one final look at the human territory behind them. Quiet, peaceful, deceptively calm. He wondered how many other hunters had made the same choice he just made. How many targets had escaped into that small section of the galaxy, knowing that no hunter would follow. How many criminals and refugees and desperate beings had found safety behind the human shield. And he wondered what would happen when the galaxy finally understood what humans truly were. Not the youngest species, not the weakest species. Something far more dangerous than age or strength could measure. Humans were the species that never quit, never surrendered, never forgot. Every bounty hunter knew this truth. Every bounty hunter hesitated at that border. And every bounty hunter who ignored that hesitation learned exactly why the smart ones turned back. Vex was a smart hunter. He plotted a course for the next system, already thinking about his next contract. There were plenty of targets in the galaxy who had not been clever enough to hide in human space. He would hunt them instead. And he would never speak of this day again.